Hey everybody, Kyle, not your average finance guy. I want to talk to you today a little bit about what happens if you get a big windfall of money. Whether it's an inheritance, maybe you win the lottery, maybe you get a big bonus at work or something. You sell a house, you got a lot of equity in, and you're downsizing, and you're left with a big pile of money, and that's different for everybody, and everybody is in a different situation. So actually had a question about this come up last week, so I wanted to make a little video on it and kind of go through what are some of our options, right? So everyone is in a completely different boat, and I know my scenario, I know a couple other people's scenarios who have shared that with me, but I don't know your scenario. So just kind of want to get you to think about something a little bit outside the box maybe, and we'll go from there. So what will you do? If say you got a couple $100,000 that you came into, are you going to save it? You're going to put it in the piggy bank? You're going to put it in with the bank? And say you've got $1 million that you got was inherited, that you just inherited, and the bank will insure your FDIC insured for $250,000. So what you could do is you could make 4 different accounts. That way it's insured, it's in the bank, it's safe. You're going to make 0.6% interest. So on $1 million, that's still going to add up. It's going to be a lot of money, right? But if you think about inflation is going to be knocking that number down the whole time. So you could save it. I don't think I would do that. Are you going to invest it? Are you going to, maybe you want to buy some stocks, bonds, mutual funds? Maybe you're going to buy a house down the street. You're going to Airbnb it. You're going to rent it out. Whatever it is you're going to do. Maybe you got a rich brother-in-law that's got all kinds of great investments, and he thinks he should be able to get you a good return on that. And that's the part that I wanted to kind of touch on today, is that if you come into a bunch of money, everyone you talk to wants a piece of it, right? So if you go talk to a financial advisor, they're gonna say, "Yeah, give it to me. I got my nice fancy suit on here. You give it to me. I'll pet it and I'll take care of it, and I'll take real good care of it. And it'll grow, and I'll have this grow for you. And maybe they do make it grow at 8%, but they take 2% in fees. So now you're only growing at 6%. He's definitely making a ton of money. He's getting rich. He gets 2% of a million every year. So that's why he can go ahead and keep buying those fancy suits, because he doesn't care what happens to your money, if it goes up or down. He just wants control of that money, right? So that's one thing I wanted you to really think about is who do you talk to? Who do you get your advice from? I don't want your money, so I'm not going to tell you what to do with your money either. But what I probably would do is, uh, if you're going to use a financial advisor of any sort, make it a fee only. Maybe you go talk to a lawyer, maybe you talk to a CPA, maybe you talk to some professionals. I'm all for that. Get some ideas. But the bad thing is, oh, we're one-stop shop. You come on in here and you give me your money and I will make you rich. That seldom, well, it might work, but you're making that guy rich. Okay, so that's kind of the investing side of it. Are you going to give it? Maybe you want to help some people out. You've got some people that are down on their luck, and you want to give some of it away. You want to give all of it away. That's totally up to you. Maybe you want to blow it. Maybe you want that mid-engine Corvette that you've been dreaming of. That's a badass car, right? I've always wanted one of those. Or I'm going to buy a nice condo in the city, and I'm going to live the high life, and I'm going to pay cash for this $1 million penthouse suite, and man, I'm going to be living it, and it's going to be awesome. And okay, or you're going to buy that, you're going to buy the bass boat, and you're going to have the best fishing boat on the lake, and you're going to just knock it dead, and everything else. But what happens with those things? You buy the car, okay, how much does it cost to insure that thing? Even if you buy it for cash, okay, what's your insurance? Your insurance is going to be astronomical, right? Say you buy the nice penthouse suite in downtown somewhere. What are your real estate taxes going to be on that? What's your insurance going to be on that? There's all these, you listen to the professional football players, basketball players who are making all this money, and they're living the high life, and they're making all this money, and it's just going out as fast as it comes in. And so what are you going to do with that? You got to think about the other expenses, the other costs on the other side of those big purchases. It's seldom a one and done type of deal, especially if it's, some of the things that are on the picture here. So you gotta think about that. What are the ramifications of the things I do buy? Am I buying things that are making me money, or am I buying things that are costing me money? Am I buying assets, or am I buying liabilities? So, and I'm not saying, go invest 100% of it. I'd probably save a little. I'd probably invest some. I'd probably give some. I'd probably blow some, and I would definitely think about all of it. Okay, so that's what I just kind of want to make this quick video. They say that lottery winners, that money just amplifies who you are. So if you're a really good person, money will amplify that. Those kind of people, they probably give it, they invest it, they make it grow, they help others. If you're not so much of a good person, then you're probably going to blow it. I knew of a local guy who won the lottery, and there was a lot more scratch off tickets and drugs. And I think not after, it wasn't very much longer, he ended up in jail, and it was all gone. So, and this was millions of dollars. So, and you hear stories like that all the time, that the people that win the lottery, they they have a hell of a party, and within a couple years they are worse off than where they started. So really step back. I mean, if you have a bunch of money come into your sphere, you don't have to do anything with it that day. Take a second, take a step back, hire somebody for a fee only who does not want your money, but that will give you advice. You've got money now, so go ahead and pay for some good advice, and get a coach, whatever it is, but just be wary of who it is. Don't just hand your money over to them. Okay, that's the big thing I wanted to get across today. So I hope everyone comes into a bunch of money. Hopefully, maybe not so much inheritance that you lost a loved one, but if and when you do come into some money, let's figure out what to do with it, and maybe start thinking about that, how we're going to spend it, what we're going to do with it to enrich our lives, maybe the lives of others, help others, and make the world a better place, instead of just blowing it and you're right back to where you were. All right, I hope this helps, and let me know if you got any questions. Good luck, everybody.